Inflation is spiking in the U.S. thanks to unprecedented reckless spending in D.C. That's a terrible problem if you are planning on retiring anytime soon. Stop inflation from wiping out the value of your savings and investments. Noble Gold puts your investments into gold or silver. It's government approved and so easy to do. This month, Noble Gold is offering a 5-ounce pure silver America the Beautiful bullion coin with every eligible IRA or 401 rollover. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com or call us at 877-646-5347. Good afternoon. I'm still reporting on the coup. It sounds like an episode from the Twilight Zone from 60 years ago, and yes, it has been that long. Years from now, when or if medicine does return to being governed by the search for truth, medical researchers will look back on this period in astonishment that humanity allowed itself to be so blinded by this worldwide attack on freedom. But from our current perspective, we face an enemy never before seen and rarely imagined, and that's why it's so difficult to get your arms around the scale of this latest attempt at world domination, CCP style. Communist China has not hidden the fact that they believe they can dominate the world in a few years. Their plan is very far advanced because they have been going about it quietly for 2 or 3 decades now. Look how effectively they've been able to hide the truth about COVID, its origins, and its treatments. There is so much conflicting information, even longtime reporters have trouble sorting facts from disinformation. Under this cloud of propaganda, what if COVID was only the initial cover for a much more advanced bioweapons gambit delivered in upgraded new salvos every few months? Alex Berenson was a former reporter for the New York Times. He has followed the COVID pandemic as closely as anyone and written a series of 4 books along the way called Unreported Truths About COVID-19, parts 1 through 4. He has now put out a summary version, which he claims takes only 20 minutes to read. He appeared on Tucker Carlson's show last night.
Well, here's a kind of shocking story that's received almost no attention and is pretty ominous. Government data from around the world show that so-called all-cause deaths are running well above normal. This is happening in Western Europe, for example. What explains this? What could explain it? These are not deaths from COVID. These are deaths directly. These are deaths from some other things. What are they? Well, Alex Berenson has looked deeply into this. He's an author and a journalist. Of course, he writes on Substack, which you should read. He joins us tonight. Alex, thanks so much for coming on. So can you just describe the outline of this? Because it's a pretty amazing story.
In several of the big countries in Western Europe, notably the UK and Germany, which are the two of the largest by population, deaths are suddenly running higher than normal. And that's been true in the UK for several months. Remember, the UK vaccinated a lot of people early this year. They've had deaths running higher than normal for a couple of months. Germany, the vaccinations happened closer to the spring, and they've had deaths higher than normal in September. We don't know why. In the UK, where there's more data, it looks like there's a lot of cardiovascular deaths that are driving this. We don't know what that means. In the US, there has been an excess in mortality in people under 50 that has gone on for 2 years now, and we have a terrible number of deaths happening in people that age. Some of those deaths are COVID. Some of those deaths appear to be lockdown related, or i.e. Drug overdoses, which we know are running really high. But in the last few months, even as COVID deaths fell in the spring, deaths in that age group remained very high in the U.S. This is, and again, there's a couple possibilities. One possibility is that some COVID deaths are being miscounted, although we count COVID deaths very aggressively. Another possibility is that it's these lockdown/drug overdose deaths, although Europe doesn't have nearly the problem that we do with that. Another possibility, and I hesitate even to say this out loud, Tucker, because I know what the response will be, is that this is cardiac related and it is something to do with the mass vaccination campaigns. But you know, we don't have evidence. We don't have enough evidence to separate what the possibilities are. All we know is that people are dying at unprecedented rates in the U.S. in the 30 to 50 age group, the 20 to 50 age group, and now we're seeing excess mortality in some European countries, and we really should find out why.
Well, that's kind of the point right there. We don't know. You said it 5 times. You're a responsible person. Really, in 20 seconds, is there a highly aggressive, organized effort to figure out why these people are dying?
I would say there's a highly aggressive, organized effort to prevent anybody from talking about this data. You know, I was kicked off Twitter. I was forced onto Substack. Nobody talks about it except you.
Could this be the result of COVID, or could it even be the result of ongoing biowarfare hiding beneath the dense cloud of COVID disinformation? We are nowhere close to knowing. But remember, Trump is coming. His supporters worldwide will be legion. I'm still reporting from the soon-to-be restored citadel of world freedom. Good day.